The secret to taking your health to the next level is not a special diet. It's not some workout hack, and it's definitely not some magic supplement. The truth is, next level health happens in 3 stages. And most people make the mistake of chasing shortcuts, and it keeps them stuck at level 1. Today, I'm going to show you what those 3 levels are and how you can move through them to build a healthy, sustainable lifestyle. Welcome to Wellbeing with Jesse, where we explore the art and science of well-being. It's for those of us who take health and fitness seriously, but not too seriously. Pursuing overall well-being, not just rigid health and fitness. If that resonates with you, my people, I'm glad that you're here, and let's get into today's topic and explore the 3 levels that can take your health to the next level. Level 1 is where it all starts, and it's not flashy, but it's of fundamental importance. It's the ABCs of health and well-being. Without this level, we can never achieve fluency in health and fitness, fluency in well-being. Level 1 is consistently doing the basic human needs in a health-promoting way. So what are those needs? Well, we need to eat, we need to sleep, we need to move around, and we need a sense of security or to not be in a state of chronic stress and insecurity. Shelter, money, knowing resources are accessible and that your resources are safe. No one's going to come and harm you or your stuff or your ability to acquire those resources. And we need connection and community of some sort, be it friends or family or some other social connections. So let's talk about each one briefly in this level 1. Level 1 with nutrition is what most people would call a balanced diet. Consistently eating whole foods on a regular basis and eating not too much and not too little total food. Maybe some days have more whole foods than others. Some days have more highly processed food than others. Not a big deal. And maybe some days we eat a little more than our body needs, and maybe some days a little less because we're busy with kids or work or school or whatever. Again, not a big deal. It's about a consistent average of balanced eating. And it's a big deal that most people try to skirt around with diets and hacks, and it's just typically not how achieving true health and well-being works. It's accomplishing these basics. You need to go through the levels one by one in the vast majority of cases. Like I said, this first level isn't fancy, but it's unbelievably important. And getting on board with a simple but effective approach could seriously change your life and keep you from wasting time with things that sound cool or like they've cracked the code, but really will be fun for 6 months and then fall apart. So that's level 1 nutrition, a consistent, well-balanced diet. As Michael Pollan put it, eat food, mostly plants, not too much. Level 1 physical activity has a few key characteristics in most cases. First, it's physical activity that you enjoy. Second, it's something you can do often without feeling beat up or like you're sacrificing too much of your leisure time. And third, it challenges your muscles and your cardiovascular system. This can be a lot of different things, but doesn't need to be overly complicated. It can be daily walks with some strength exercises done at home afterwards, fitness classes, hiking, gardening, sports, hitting the gym. There's no specific activity you need to do, but if you find a way to challenge both your muscles and your cardio, and you enjoy it, and it's not too inconvenient, allowing you to be consistent with it, that's the whole goal. Try not to overcomplicate the activities. Find something fun, something that's easy to incorporate into your lifestyle that you can do often and consistently, and ideally, something that challenges both your muscles and your cardio. The rest of these we'll touch on briefly, but we can dive into more detail in future videos. Things like sleep. Sleep follows the same pattern as nutrition and exercise. Find a way to be consistent with it and find a way to get as much as you realistically can. I say that because as a dad with a 1-year-old, I definitely took sleep and rest for granted before having kids. It's kind of a different thing now. Now, the other pieces I highlighted matter a lot, but are complex in different ways, so we won't talk too much about them today. Access to having your physical and emotional needs met is obviously a big deal, but what I'll say is this. I often think about this as stress and avoidance reduction. The theme of this level 1 is consistency, having consistent activities and habits that reduce stress, that keep me from going into a little avoidance antisocial bubble where I don't take care of my responsibilities, but also don't participate in socializing. The idea here is to be aware of stress and avoidance and find consistent practices that help you overcome them. These are overall pretty simple things, but they will take you 90% of the way to long-term successful health and well-being. And once you have those consistent habits in place, things like daily walks, balanced meals, sleep routines, time to unwind and socialize, repeated on the regular, they lead perfectly into level 2. Level 2 is skill mastery. It's when you go from just doing the behaviors to doing them well. For nutrition, this is things like learning cooking skills that make healthy meals easier and tastier. Learning the basics of nutrition science and having the skill to make it practical. Knowing what will work to make a meal healthier, but without sacrificing taste and experience. It's a skill, an art almost. And it feeds back into level 1 because when your skills improve, it makes doing the health and well-being promoting behaviors easier and honestly more fun. For physical activity, level 2 is gaining the skill of technique and a sense of belonging and confidence with exercise. The only way to get here is through level 1, but over time, you will learn the skills of how to work out smarter, and you'll also start to feel like exercise is just a normal part of your life and lifestyle. Sometimes the hardest part of level 1 with exercise is that it can be a bit intimidating, but as you consistently do it, one of the biggest benefits is the confidence you build in the activities themselves. For sleep, level 2 is recognizing your individual patterns and what routines work best for you in various contexts. And for stress reduction and avoidance reduction, it's having systems in place so that your daily life naturally accomplishes these tasks without it feeling too effortful. It's skill, it's momentum. This level takes you another 10% of the way there. The basics done consistently is still the biggest factor, but this makes up a noticeable difference and levels up your health and well-being. So if level 1 takes you 90% and level 2 takes you another 10%, what's level 3 and how does it help? Level 3 is like the force field around these first 2 levels. It's what makes your health and well-being untouchable and defends you from misinformation and sales tactics that are going to bombard you throughout your life. Level 3 is understanding and enjoyment. Level 3 is where everything clicks. It's when you understand the why behind the what. You know why fiber and whole foods contribute to health, why high intensity and low intensity cardio can improve your health to a significant degree, and that consistent volume is more important than sporadic intensity. Why muscle mass is the underestimated longevity and injury prevention gold mine, and that the how, be it functional training, kettlebells, or just regular resistance training, doesn't actually matter all that much, but each has its pros and cons, and there's some basic principles to follow instead. It lets you make smart, real-time decisions without being overconfident or underconfident. And when you enjoy the process because you understand it, that's when health stops being a grind and starts becoming part of your lifestyle. It becomes fun. For some, it takes longer and takes more trial and error to figure out how to get there. But when health and well-being promoting behaviors are well understood, you truly understand and respect the reasons for them and how they contribute to your overall well-being, and you've been doing them consistently, you've developed the skills, and now you're starting to have some fun with it. It can keep you at 100% of what you're in control of regarding your health, at least, for your whole life. That's level 3. And it unfortunately isn't something you can hack your way into. It's the icing on the cake, the reward of the journey. It's a beautiful experience when you get there. And if we make level 1 and level 2 as pleasant as we can, the journey to level 3 doesn't have to be a slog. It can be a life well lived through the ups and downs. And to be honest, I genuinely think when we take it all seriously, but not too seriously, it puts us in a really good frame of mind to make the most of the journey. Taking your health and fitness and overall well-being to the next level involves consistently doing the basics, which helps us learn the skills and build our confidence, which over time can set us up to build an understanding and enjoyment of these well-being promoting habits and activities, making it not just a physical state, but also a mental state that improves our life in numerous ways. And this goal of leveling up our overall well-being and experiencing this life we're going through as a life well lived is what led to creating a little book club centered around well-being. It started as being called Lifted Pages with mainly pretty philosophical books, but we're making some changes to it. We're still going to pair a non-fiction type book with a complementary fiction to provide some variety to your reading, but the books are going to be more practical and accessible, but still thought-provoking. This isn't going to be another book club focused on just bestseller lists. We're still going to try to find those hidden gems that flew under the radar, and some bestsellers. Each month, approximately, it depends on the length of the books, we will have a topic that is related to well-being. And this topic will be what determines the books we choose for that month and will be the topic for discussions, videos, and additional materials. It's a book club focused on this journey to actionable, healthy habits while building a thorough understanding of what matters most in the art and science of well-being. March is National Nutrition Month here in Canada, so we will have nutrition as our March topic. We'll have an expository book that teaches us about nutrition and a novel that highlights the beauty and magic of how food weaves into our human experience. The primary book for March will be Nutritionism. It's a book that dietitians and nutrition professionals alike have said fundamentally changed how they view nutrition personally and societally. A thought-provoking book to help us with our nutrition mindset. Our secondary book will be Garden Spells by Sarah Addison Allen. As one reviewer put it, it's a wonderful story that will cast a spell on everyone who has the pleasure of reading it. Garden Spells has a harvest of rich characters, a plot that will have you checking what you eat, and a heart that is overflowing with the tangled joys and sorrows of love and life. The reading schedule will be about 10 pages per day on average. And the book club discussions are hosted on Discord. To learn more, you can use the links in the description below or visit my website, jessebourgeois.ca, which has all the links and information to understand the structure of the book club and how to sign up. And if you want to learn more about all of this, my newsletter, Weekly Wellbeing, will keep you informed about the book club, let you know when new videos are out, and is where I'll share with you some of my favorite podcast episodes, research, and more, all related to the art and science of well-being. And lastly, if you enjoyed this video and want to help a small channel grow and find its audience, I'd be very appreciative if you subscribe to the channel, gave this video a thumbs up, and shared this video with someone who you think will genuinely find it informative and helpful. That's enough for me. Thank you for listening. I'll talk with you next time.